Table salt.
Table salt, which a lot of restaurants use, it's basically purely sodium. Whereas if you're getting a Himalayan salt or a Celtic salt, it has magnesium, potassium, and sodium, so it's balanced, and it won't raise your blood pressure the same way.
Table salt is just a mixture of 40% sodium and 60% chloride. Celtic salt, based off of their website, is approximately 54% chloride and 31% sodium. They actually have pretty comparable sodium and chloride levels. And if we look at those trace elements like magnesium, potassium, and calcium, in 5 grams of Celtic salt, which would get you about 1,560 milligrams of sodium, you would get approximately 15 milligrams of magnesium. The RDA for magnesium is upwards of 310 for women and upwards of 400 for men. So in the amount that most people would use on their food, you would be getting less than 1% of your RDA for magnesium. There would also be 5.4 milligrams of potassium, whereas many guidelines recommend about 4,700 milligrams of potassium per day. It's not that there's anything wrong with these added elements, but it makes a less than 1% difference on your intake of things like magnesium, potassium, and calcium. And when it comes to blood pressure, we do have a study comparing Himalayan salt to common salt, finding no difference for its impact on blood pressure. So if you like to use Celtic salt, that's okay, but it's not going to do anything magical. In fact, one last thing I'll mention is Celtic salt is not iodized, which you can tell by its extremely low iodine content, whereas much of the table salt that you can buy is iodized table salt. We started iodizing table salt because of the high prevalence of thyroid disorders, and all of the data that we have today indicate that the iodization of table salt has made a very meaningful impact to reduce the prevalence of iodine deficiency. So when it comes to Celtic salt, you likely are not getting much of a benefit for the very small amount of micronutrients it contains, other than sodium and chloride. It doesn't appear to make a meaningful impact on your blood pressure, and you may actually be missing out on the iodine that is found in iodized table salt. But just make sure that you're buying the iodized variety. With that being said, if you would like an individualized approach to your nutrition and lifestyle to optimize your health, energy, and body composition, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.